Second Punic War is that Hannibal tried to conquer Italy. In particular, we know that at the beginning of the Second Punic War there was the Battle of Cannae in 216. This is really important because the Battle of Cannae between the ancient Romans and the Carthaginians saw the Carthaginians that the Carthaginians won the battle. This is really important because if we have to analyze this type of battle, we have to consider that this battle, the main characters of this battle were, according to the Romans, the two consuls, and one day the command it was of one consul, on the other day of the other consul. And on the contrary, according to the Carthaginians, the main command of the Carthaginians was of Hannibal. This is really interesting because, therefore, for example, when Publio Cornelius Scipius will arrive as the main character of this war, it will explain with the facts has only one commander in the for the soldiers, it will be much better than the two consuls on the same camp. This is really interesting. Therefore, this is the main explain how the Battle of Cannae will see Rome defeated. On the other hand, this is after the Battle of Cannae, there is the idea that in this sense Hannibal continued to try to conquer the different type of cities in Italy, and in this sense there was a battle in particular between the two types of cities, Capua on the one hand and Taranto. In fact, we know that in particular the Carthaginians develop a specific type of connection with the kingdom of Macedon, in particular the king of Macedon, Philip V, and therefore there was a deal between this type of connection. Therefore, Philip the king of the kingdom of Macedon, that accepted to support the Carthaginians. Therefore, Rome had to consider the possibility to reorganize itself after the Battle of Cannae, and this is happened in particular. In fact, Rome decided, for example, to reorganize its troops in Sicily, conquering Syracuse. In fact, Syracuse developed a specific type of tyranny, in particular after the death of Jeron II. In fact, after the death of Jeron II, arrived Geronimo, but Geronimo, a new type of tyrant in Syracuse, developed a specific type of crisis because it was a really develop an imposition on his citizens. On the other hand, there was a crisis because Geronimo developed a specific type of politics pro-Carthaginians, and with Jeron II, his grandfather, instead, the politics of the Syracuse, it was pro-Carthage. This is really interesting because therefore there was another type of politics that Rome in this sense decided to this is why Rome decided to attack Syracuse. In fact, after the death of Geronimo, that it was killed, Rome decided in any case, because Syracuse it was controlled by some ambassadors that support Carthage, Rome decided to attack Syracuse, and in this sense, for example, with the main consul, one of the two consul, Marcello, Claudio Marcellus, he defeated Syracuse, and Syracuse and in general Sicily became a province of Rome. On the other hand, Rome decided to send Hannibal to Spain to limit the possibilities of Carthage in Spain. In fact, there were some battles between Carthaginians, mercenaries of the Carthaginians, and Publio Cornelius Scipio, or Scipion African, the African. And this is really interesting because Scipio conquered Cartagena, and it was really important, this conquest, because Cartagena developed a specific type of relationship as a commerce exchanges with Carthage. and at the same time, therefore, Hannibal continued to stay in Italy, but it was limited in relation with the idea that Carthage it was limited. Sicily it was conquered by Rome, and at the same time, also Spain with Hannibal became a new type of province. There were some revolts in Spain after the one of after the conquest of after the conquest of Publio Cornelius Scipio, but at the same time these revolts were defeated, and Scipio in this sense returned to Rome and became then a consul in 205. And according to Scipio, in this sense, it was important to attack the Africa, but technically before there was also the potentially attack of Asdrubal. In fact, Asdrubal, the brother of Hannibal, tried to go to Italy, went to Italy, developing that type of journey that the same Hannibal did some years ago. In fact, Asdrubal passed from Iberia, Spain, France, and then arrived in Italy, surpassing the Alps. This is interesting because in any case Asdrubal tried to connect his soldiers, his forces with Hannibal, but Rome it tried to limit this. In fact, if Hannibal and Asdrubal should have would have connected their forces, this it was could be a really important problem for Rome. But at the same time, Rome, supporting his force and his strategy, succeeded to defeat Asdrubal, in particular in the center of Italy, with a specific type of developing when he captured some of his ambassadors that tried to explain to Hannibal where there was where were the forces of Asdrubal. And in this sense, we know that in the end, Rome, with these premises, arrived to have a specific type of advantage against Carthage.